Hi there. Let's talk about inflation. How does inflation affect you? And what do you need to do for you to be able to live through inflation? Guys, inflation is essentially the change in consumer price index. Look at it this way. There is a standard bucket of common goods in every country, and the prices of items in this bucket fluctuate. Some go up, others come down. In aggregate, we're gonna see a change in the aggregate price of the entire bucket. That is the change in consumer price index in essence, which actually is the inflation. You're gonna see, for example, the central bank or even the government say, this month, the inflation in the country has increased by 9%. Inflation has reduced a bit, now it's at 7%. You name it, is essentially the change in consumer price index. And with that, it means that prices of items out there change, in essence affecting how much people are putting down to acquire different essential items out there. And even beyond that, inflation most of the times triggers different fiscal actions. These are interventions by government which are essentially aimed at taming inflation and at least assisting people out there manage their standards of living. And most of the times, government out there intervene through, for example, increasing or reducing taxes, or even increasing or reducing their expenditure. In essence, through fiscal policies, managing taxation and also expenditure for there to be some sanity in the market when it comes to taming inflation. And this is because in case inflation is not tamed, people out there or countries out there gonna have runaway situation, like for example what we saw in Zimbabwe, which resulted in depreciation of currency of that nation drastically. So governments out here are very keen on inflation, just like individuals are keen on inflation out there. And that's why I'm making this video to share with you 5 things you need to do, or 5 best ways you can prepare for inflation so that you just okay. You are all much welcome to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. So the very first thing you need to be very deliberate on in the light of inflation is you doing budgeting. What do I mean? A budget is a financial tool which in essence assists you have the visibility and be very deliberate with regards to how your money is moving. In essence, what your incomes are and also what you're going to spend on, what you're going to save, what you're going to set aside for investment and so forth. So all the time have a budget. By you preparing a budget, you're just setting yourself apart from others in the light of inflation. And this is all because you're going to be very deliberate with regards to how you're going to be utilizing your money. How much are you getting? Of these, how much are you spending? And more so, what are you spending it on? These might look like basic things, but guys, this roadmap, this plan goes a long way in assisting someone manage their financial situation, right? And then the second tip in light of inflation is that you need to tame on impromptu purchases. Avoid purchasing things out there randomly. It's just as simple as that. Impromptu purchases are those purchases which someone makes in an ad hoc fashion randomly without them really planning for them. These usually have a very, very dire impact on someone's financial situation, more so in case they are operating on a very stringent budget. If you do impromptu purchases, it's gonna mean that you're gonna be eating into money which will instead have been used on something else. So avoid impromptu purchases for you to be financially okay. And in case you're doing impromptu purchases, it's gonna mean that actually you're gonna eat into your money of buying fundamentals out there, buying essential food and stuff like that. So tame this habit. Sadly, it is a habit. Tame this habit and you're gonna be in a better financial position, right? And then the third tip, more so in the light of inflation or even their financial situation, is that avoid lending blindly and instead look into being deliberate on saving. Guys, deciding to lend or not has usually dire consequences, and most of the times it usually impacts on friendships out there, more so during financial strain. You are strained financially, other person out there is strained financially. What makes you think that if you lend money to them, they're going to return it to you? you're going to make a decision. Yes, you can lend money, but just know that it doesn't mean that they need to return the money to you immediately. Maybe they might return the money to you in a future date, or even they might never return this money to you. So know that lending blindly most of the times has their impact on friendships out there, mostly because of the stringent economic situations. Not because someone wants, for example, not to give you your money, but just because the economy is quite hard, and even the run of inflation might really be impacting on them. So lend knowing that people out there might not return the money to you immediately. Instead of doing that, why not, for example, put the money in saving, and you're going to have your money with you safely. And even so, you could, for example, even be using other options out there which are actually gaining interest, right? And then the fourth tip is that be intentional about increasing your streams of income. Guys, the only savage to at least making someone's life better during inflation is basically increasing your streams of income. Yes, you could possibly budget. Yes, you could possibly strain yourself and maybe squeeze here and there to see how you can save money. That is okay. But the only quest, or the only big thing you can do to yourself in the quest to obtaining financial freedom, is you increasing your streams of income. You might be having maybe talents, hobbies, know-hows on multiple things out there. Why not monetize this? By you increasing your streams of income is gonna mean that you're gonna have much more money at your disposal, and with this you can actually be able to maintain the same standard of life, or even increase your standard of life, while also at the same time unlocking more and more money. So look to increase your streams of income. And by the way, I share many videos out there about business ideas, which you can catch up on them on this playlist. So look to increase your streams of income, and this is the only better option in quest to obtaining financial freedom. And then guys, the fifth and last tip I want to share with you is that be very deliberate about increasing, solidifying, and deepening your networks. At the end of the day, your networks are your net worth. These are the people who are going to give you business. These are the people who are going to give you a job in case you lose your job, and so forth. So be deliberate about building your network, and hopefully over time, this network is going to result into more business, more side hustle, and even getting better jobs. What do you think? I hope you've gotten a tip or two which are really exciting and you can implement for you to be able to be okay during inflation, and even during your lifetime in the quest of you building financial wealth. Thanks a lot. I look forward to share with you other awesome videos next time. Bye bye, and you all take care.